A parent's biggest fear. Babysitter horror stories.
They just saw this 2-year-old boy walking down the street.
And the health crisis that hit the Osmonds twice.
We have to fight. You have to keep fighting.
Plus, the dish crew gets some celebrity sous chefs. Alec and Hilaria Baldwin, breaking date night dinner rules.
I really am good at this, aren't I?
Coming up next.
Season 11 starts now. Warning, today's topic might be disturbing to watch, and it might make you feel extreme outrage as well. Babysitting, horror stories caught on tape. All over the country, there are shocking and outrageous stories of the person you trust to watch your kids neglecting, hurting, or even killing the kids they're supposed to care for.
It's a parent's worst nightmare. Bad babysitters hurting their child.
A home health nurse is accused of abusing a special needs boy she was supposed to be helping.
The horrors that used to happen behind closed doors are now being revealed by nanny and security cameras. Around the country, caregivers are being exposed for neglecting and abusing the kids they're supposed to be protecting. Security cameras caught this 2-year-old roaming the streets of New York City alone after allegedly walking out of a nearby daycare facility unnoticed. And a home nanny cam caught this chilling scene. After weeks of mystery surrounding this boy's health, his mother set up a nanny cam in his lunchbox, revealing a truth that still haunts her.
That's scary. The last video you saw was captured by a hidden camera my next guest set up in her son's lunchbox. She never thought she would find that the babysitter she trusted was abusing her child. Ida joins us now. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So you found this babysitter yourself. How did you know them?
Our children went to the same school together, and we became close friends. And I treated her I trusted her like a sister. I thought she was a caring, dedicated mother, and she treated my children like her own.
So when you were around, she was fine with your son?
Yes, she was amazing.
Yet you started to see subtle health problems with your son. What kinds of physical symptoms was he exhibiting?
Wetting the bed, not much appetite, crying every single night, wants to be held all the time, fever every 2 weeks. Doctors couldn't figure out what was going on. We did all the tests in the medical book that you can think of.
In addition to the physical symptoms, there were also emotional issues that your mom had noticed. Is that why you decided to put a hidden camera in his lunchbox?
Yes. I just wanted to know what was going on, just to check my concern. I honestly didn't think that's something that I would see. I just wanted to make sure he's safe.
I'm going to show that footage again to folks, if that's okay.
Okay.
All right, here's some of that image again. The baby is on the floor. Now you notice the babysitter's attempting to readjust the entertainment system, not really paying attention. We sped this up so that you can see how long this took, but this is, 4 or 5 minutes. Finally, the baby's screaming the entire time. The baby appears to be shaken when he's picked up and then roughly put back on the floor. So I see a couple of things. I see the babysitter ignoring your son.
Yes.
The whole time in the background, if you listen to the whole footage, he's crying, trying to get attention. She finally seems to get frustrated, shakes him, and then I don't know if she dropped him on the floor or roughly put him down because it goes out of the shot.
Yes.
But when you first saw that footage, you probably witnessed something that you couldn't believe.
Yes, I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. It was really difficult for me. So I had to talk to his father, and I asked him to watch the video. Maybe I was just, so sleepy because I watched it for 2 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't sleep that night, so I decided to watch it, and he confirmed it, whatever I saw, that's what it is. And that's when we contacted the authorities.
So the authorities came. The babysitter pled not guilty to 1 count of child abuse. The felony charge was dropped to a misdemeanor by the judge, and she received a year of probation. So Ida, how is your son doing now?
It was a struggle. He was afraid of me and my daughter. He would go to his father and my son instead of going to me and my daughter. We've been going to the therapies, and
Why is he afraid of you?
I reminded him of the babysitter, because I'm female and I'm Asian, and the babysitter is female and Asian. So every time he see me and my daughter, it triggered to him that I will hurt him the same way she hurt him.
I wish you the best of luck with him. You know, those first couple of years of life were incredibly precious, and I feel badly that he was hurt. But I know with the love from you and your family, he'll bounce back. Thank you very much, Ida. Thanks for sharing the story. Up next, imagine if you thought your toddler was under the watchful eye of a child care professional, but in reality, this was happening. Toddler wandering on the streets all by himself. No one knows where he is. Stay with us.
The texting suicide case.
The police reports that she was on the phone with him while he was dying.
The victim's family speaks out about Michelle Carter's early release from jail. Plus, a daytime exclusive.
Why me and why put me through this?
Her own mother faked her daughter's cancer.
Do you believe you were drugged?
Oh, absolutely.
All new Oz. That's coming up tomorrow.
We're back with outrageous babysitter horror stories caught on tape. As a parent, leaving your child in the care of another can be scary. For my next guest, that fear became a true horror when she received word that shortly after dropping off her then 2-year-old son at daycare, he went missing. Taylor is here. Thank you very much. I know this is hard to revisit. It's not been long. Before you dropped your son off at this daycare center, you actually had vetted it. You checked into it a fair amount.
Yes.
What did you find?
Well, actually, my older son attended the daycare. He had went there. We didn't have any issues at all. I selected the daycare originally for my 8-year-old because they are the gateway for the K through 12 Ivy League schools here in New York City. It's the creme de la creme, supposed to be, of daycares. At the time, I thought academics was the most important thing that you look for when you're looking for a daycare. What daycare is going to prepare your child academically to succeed in life. I didn't realize until this incident that I should have been looking at other things like cameras and security and staff, but now I learned the hard way.
Well, you got this call, the scariest call that any parent could ever get, that that your son's not there. They can't find him. They're not sure what's going on. What went through your mind when you learned of all this?
Well, initially, the director just said that he went missing in the building. And so I was like, well, what do you mean he went missing in the building? And then a man snatched the phone and said, no, she's lying. This man in a Mercedes-Benz has your son. You need to get here as soon as possible. And I was currently in the hospital visiting my mother, who was at the time battling cancer, but she's now deceased.
I'm sorry.
And so I left her and just ran out the hospital. I didn't even get my car out the garage. I just ran out the hospital, jumped in a New York City taxi, and went to the daycare. When I got to the daycare, the director was like, oh, they're not here. The assistant director, they're not here. I don't know, you have to maybe go walk down the block and look for them. So
them being the people from the school?
Yes, and Apollo. Like, I was like, well, where's my son? Can you give me some answers, something? And she didn't have any answers. She wouldn't even let me in the building.
Did anyone tell you how your son got out of the building?
To this day, no one has given me an explanation or an apology.
All right, so you get to daycare, they're not telling you anything, they're not letting you in the building, so there's a search party, you're not sure how your son got out. How'd you process? What did you do?
I started walking down the street because she just said, well, go look down the street somewhere. So I started walking down the street and I noticed a man standing in front of a Mercedes-Benz. So I ran up to him and was like, what did you do with my son? And he was like, wait, calm down. I saved your son's life. Your son was walking down the street by himself, attempted to cross the street, fell in the street, and me and another young lady saved his life.
Can you imagine this? I mean, it's just shocking to me. I'm going to show everyone what actually happened because we have security cameras. Have you seen this footage?
Yes, I have.
Okay. This is what Taylor's 2-year-old son was really doing unbeknownst to take the daycare. So literally just walking down the street, right, by himself. A local high school actually picked up the footage on their security camera. That Mercedes-Benz driver was, I think, telling the truth. He was walking across the street, falling and stumbling. When you watch that video, Taylor, how does it make you feel about what could have happened to your son? He could have walked across that street without anyone seeing. There's only 2.
To this day, every time I see his little feet just walking down the street, it hurts. My mind was racing, like, what if someone had taken him and just ran off with him? How are they going to explain that?
So the daycare is closed since then. And Taylor says Apollo, who's now 3 years of age, is still recovering from the trauma, but he is doing better. Would you mind if I spend a little time with your son?
Sure.
It's okay?
Sure.
Let's bring out Apollo, and guess who's going to bring him out? His older brother, Adonis, is going to bring him out. There he is.
Hi, Apollo.
Adonis, thanks for bringing your brother out. How you doing, Tiger?
Say hi.
He's a little shy, and I don't blame him. Adonis, when did you first hear that your brother had gone missing?
Right after my mom picked me up from the bus.
Were you scared by that?
I was like, what happened to him? I'm like, how could this happen? How did the daycare lose him?
Well, your biggest ally sitting next to you. Adonis, I'm proud of you for managing your brother during this interview and being a supporter to him and your mom. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's talk about how to prevent this from happening to somebody else. Joining us now is child psychologist Dr. Terry Preddy. So Taylor and a lot of other parents, they vet their schools. She did everything right. I actually was impressed at how much further she went than I probably would have gone.
Certainly.
You leave your children with people who are not strangers, you know them a little bit, hopefully, yet this still happens. How's that possible?
Unfortunately, no one is immune to this. I mean, I'm a professional, but I'm also a mother, and I've had a situation where I've had to remove my child from a child care facility. So it can happen to anyone, even if you know what to look for. The most important thing is, once you have established care, is that you continue to do pop-up visits. I encourage all of my friends, all of my family to do pop-up visits and make sure that they know what's going on, because it doesn't always happen the first week or 2 or something like that.
Let's say you've got a younger child, unable to verbalize.
Certainly.
Right? What are the red flags we can look out for so we can pick up on clues that the kids can't give us?
Right. You're exactly right. It's really tricky with our young children who can't verbalize things yet. The first thing that you really want to look for are visible marks on a child. So especially with an infant, a child who's not mobile, you shouldn't be seeing bruises or scrapes or anything like that. For our kids who are toddling around and are more mobile, what you want to be aware of are repeated injuries, bruises and marks that continue to happen and are happening on non-bony areas of the body.
Bony areas are areas you bang.
Exactly, what you would expect a child to run into, like
Change in behavior.
certainly, that's a huge warning sign to really look out for. So that might involve things like a child who usually is outgoing suddenly changes in personality. They're more shy, they're more sad or anxious. And especially a huge one is if you notice that maybe they used to enjoy going to the daycare, but now they seem afraid, or they're afraid when you put them with another caregiver that's not yourself.
And finally, a change in symptoms. So, you know, they used to have a little bit of diarrhea, now they have more. Is that the kind of symptoms you're talking about?
Yeah, so what happens is when kids are experiencing trauma or neglect is sometimes they're under prolonged stress, and so that impacts the immune system. So what you really want to look out for are things like diarrhea. You want to make sure that your child's not having more aches and pains or stomach aches that are occurring around when your child is in care. You want to really think beyond, is this just a cold?
So I'm gonna put this picture up here, guys. I want everyone to stop, snap, and share this list so you can spot the signs. This is really about the power of one. Because if it's happening to your kid, it could be happening to someone else as well. So if you suspect something's going down, don't wait. Just reach out to anybody. You know, Child Protective Services, a friend, talk to somebody about it. Terry, thank you very much. We'll be right back.
Chris Watts, his letters from jail, his words, his details, his confession.
When he put his hands on her neck, he couldn't let go.
All New Oz. That's coming up next week.
One of my earliest childhood memories was watching the Osmonds on TV. They were my idols. I'm excited because today I'm on my way to sit down with 2 Osmonds, Marie and her nephew David, whose father Alan was the oldest performing Osmond. They're opening up about their family, their music, and some of their health struggles that has brought their family closer together. Hey, what's up, man? I'm so happy. David, what's it like being part of a musical family that predates your birth?
I grew up in this musical family not knowing that it was a business, not knowing it was not normal. I thought every kid's dad was in show business. And I fell into that family business when I was a little kid and just loved music.
What's it like having the next generation embrace not just music, but the values that your family left Utah with all those years ago?
There's just a handful of us Osmonds that can actually sing multiple genres, and you're looking at both of us.
Just a handful, two.
There's always that timing.
Yeah.
Very proud of him. Proud of his work ethic and his talent.
I learned from the best in the biz, and it's not easy. And my dad told me when we were little kids and we were kind of singing together and just loving music, he said, if this is what you want to do, you're going to do it right. And I'm so grateful for an example and stand on the shoulders of giants. I truly do.
Your family's so iconic. It's so emblematic for so many Americans to see how you cope with the struggles, because every family has their issues. Walk me through what's happened this past year.
Well, our oldest brother, he's struggling with cancer. My brother Tom had a quadruple bypass. Alan, his father, has struggled with MS and
33 years.
But it's mostly the older four, and Donnie's just a struggle. And so, I'm kidding. I think the younger ones tend to take care of ourselves a little bit better. I think we have more information and knowledge. I know my mom changed my life because I took care of her when she had her massive stroke. And on her deathbed, she said, don't do what I did to my body. Take care of yourself.
So when someone gets ill in the family, do you all rally around or do you not pester them? How compliant are your brothers? They listen to what you say anyway? It's hard to be the only
Do they
one.
listen to you?
No, they don't listen.
Eight boys in a house must have been crazy growing up.
Insane.
Yeah. But how cool, what family
But
is.
that's
Family
the
is
thing
so powerful.
It's so tight that I think even those moments where it's like, you're a jerk, it's, you know that blood is so thick that we are glue to each other.
I had a friend once who joked that the reason you fight with your family is because if you weren't related, you wouldn't be friends.
You can't,
Well,
you can't fire your brother. You
My
can't fire your
dad,
sister.
from the time I was a little girl, he said, if you can get along with your family, you can get along with anybody.
What's the realest thing that a member of your family has told you? Something that you probably didn't want to hear, but in retrospect, you're glad they said it.
I think the realest thing, I think I was around maybe 16, and I was in a recording studio, and I got frustrated, and I just kind of like, I can't do this, and I walked out. It was like, you never walk out. Do it. Don't you ever do that again. And I thought, what'd I do? I don't even know what I did.
Who said that to you?
It was my brother Merrill, and he says, you know, you be more professional than that.
On the same vein, when you asked the question, the first thing I thought of was your dad, my grandpa. He was a drill sergeant in the Army, a master sergeant during World War II. Tough guy. I remember him putting his hands on my shoulders, and he said, David, let me tell you something. In this life, you're going to go through hard things. And I want to make you a promise, no matter what you go through, no matter how hard, this is the promise. You can do it. Don't you ever give up. You keep fighting.
So David, you're 26 years of age, and you're diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. What was that like?
I was in complete denial because I thought I knew what MS was. My dad has been living with it now for 33 years. And then when I'm in a wheelchair in a state of paralysis and pain and crushing everywhere, eyesight diminished, and they said MS, I said, no, it's not. How stubborn and ignorant of me, right? I didn't understand, even though it was around me every day, what MS, multiple sclerosis, many scars, really means for the patient.
When you found out that your nephew had multiple sclerosis, the same thing his father had, you had an idea of what the diagnosis meant. What was that like?
Do you know, when my brother got it, it was just heart-wrenching. You just don't think those things will happen to your siblings, right? When he got it, I just sobbed. I will say this though, I believe that in David's case, it changed his life. And I watched him become so grateful and humble.
Marie told me about her own health crisis that changed her perspective.
I was abused as a child. I think that manifested into even postpartum depression. I think the most challenging thing with depression is some of the children, like my son, they don't have the years of experience, nor do they have the inner conviction yet to fight it. Even though I really truly believed that everybody would be better off without me, there was a piece of me inside that said, that's not true.
Who did you crutch on in your darkest moments that reminded you of these deeper truths, that there was the essence of who you are that was so precious you couldn't afford to throw it away through suicide?
Well, you know, you think about it, my car, and then I went, that's stupid, I can't do that. That's not even, you know.
This is when you thought of driving off the road?
Yeah, just, you know, 3 times. Got in a car and drove up the coast of California, and my mother found me in a no-tell motel. And that's what changed it. She said to me, Marie, I've never told you this, but when I had my last child, I had postpartum depression. I got in a car and I drove up the coast of California.
Oh my.
Her saying that was, if she could overcome this, which I never thought I could, then I can too. And I think maybe that's why we like to share so much, is you can overcome it. We help each other.
Coming up in my house call with the Osmonds, the #1 thing that's helped them heal as a family. Nightmares decoded. Is it sleep paralysis?
I can't move. I can't scream. I can't do anything.
Or paranormal activity?
She possessed me. She used my body as a vehicle.
That's coming up Friday on Dr. Oz. I'm visiting with Marie and David Osmond, whose family has grown and stayed strong amidst so many struggles. I wanted to know the secret to their family's enduring resilience.
What is the glue that holds you together in your times of need? How does that work?
It's the word family. It's knowing that through thick and thin, you have people there for you.
I remember my dad telling me about the priorities, the values that were established from your parents at the very beginning. And it was this, the hierarchy was faith in God, family, and then show business.
I would say the thing that has been our common focus is music, is our work, is our passion, the power of it, and seeing how it brings other people together. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. As you hone your craft, you work on this material. Someone told me once, when you go out on stage, you perform like it's the first time anyone ever heard this song, and you perform like it's the last time they might hear this song. And the music, man, is so powerful. It is life-changing. The message behind music, when you write a song, you're putting your heart and soul into it. And it's a cool experience.
How has music, which you're so known for as a family, helped your family heal?
Music is powerful. Even the 7 notes and the 7 chakras, there's so much science that goes into tone. It's one of those crazy things that can take you back to a time in your life, document something that you're going through, help you heal when you're in great pain, inspire you to feel love when you don't know if you can feel. Tone is powerful.
Music's a universal language. It really is. And music is what feelings sound like.
Yes, that's excellent.
I wrote a song after that mantra of I can do this. I wrote a song called I Can Do This because I wanted to write about my feelings of what is it like to have MS and put it into music so people can maybe relate a little bit with it of the roller coaster ride that it is.
I can do this. I want the world to see. I can do this. Look what I have done with me.
I choose songs like that because I heal through music.
Yeah.
And hopefully that people can relate with that on a level that we can't explain.
It's true. People in meet and greets will come in and say, you know, this song or this song, your music got me through a very difficult childhood in the 70s. You know, I didn't have a family, you were my family. But it was the music that attracted them initially.
What's your hope for all the young Osmonds, in fact, for all the young people out there?
My hope for all the young, that they get a real job. No.
Can I come work for you?
No. I hope they find joy. I hope they find passion. I hope they learn that working is a wonderful thing. That having that self-esteem that comes from hard work is worth it for the long term.
You guys were known as the one-take Osmonds.
I know.
Because
of pressure.
It wasn't practice makes perfect. It's perfect practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of hours spent, blood, sweat, and tears, honing your craft. And I learned that watching my dad, and he tried to teach us kids to do the same. It's true. You learn to work hard.
Yes.
And then you reap the rewards from that.
Learning to know that you can do it is the greatest skill you can have in life, whatever that leads to.
You brought joy to me through all your passion. God bless you both.
Ah, we love you so
are the best.
much. You are.
Thank you.
I adored my house call with the Osmonds. Their prescription of faith, family, and music can help us all through the most difficult challenges. We'll be right back. It's the dish on Celebrity Kitchen Takeovers.
Alec and Hilaria Baldwin are taking over our kitchen.
And I'm knocking on the door of an unsuspecting celebrity and making dinner with what's in their fridge. Stick around.
We're back with the dish on Oz, and Daphne and Vanessa are in the kitchen. Take it away, guys.
Thank you so much. Okay, so what do you do when you're a party of two? If you're anything like our next guest, you know that date night changes a lot after you have kids. A wild night in bed starts to take on a whole new meaning. Like this. Oh yeah, 5's a crowd. 6? How many are there? That's right. That is my dear friend and podcast partner in crime, Hilaria, and her husband, Alec Baldwin, and they are here to learn the new rules on how to whip up the perfect date night meal. Come on out, you guys. Oh, long walk out. Here we go. First up, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, expecting her 5th child at this moment.
Number 5. Where's the wine and the whiskey?
Like he had nothing to do with it. I did this all on my own. Well, Daphne and I have a competition of how many children we're each going to have.
It's important for us.
And guess what? You're winning.
I am winning.
She's winning. For now. The day you give birth is the day I'll have to get pregnant again. Here we go. It's okay. Now, since this segment is all about date night dinners, we did, of course, want you guys to feel right at home. So we went ahead and procured one of your all-time favorite dishes, a special tradition that the two of you share. Cereal.
Wow.
1 bowl, 2 spoons.
Wow. So nice. So let me tell you a little bit about our cereal. When you have so many kids, you're so tired. And I cook for the kids every single day, and we put them to bed, and then I don't have the energy to cook for us.
I also think it's nice. If you're going to eat late at night, a little light bite, I think it's good. But, I also have to say...
Are you going to just dump that on me because I dumped it on you?
You don't want any?
So whipping up anything with 4 kids is a win, I'm sure. I mean, my goodness. I have 4, but not 5. So I'm sure your life has changed, and we checked out your Instagram, and life around the Baldwin house looks a little chaotic. Let's take a look.
Romeo is your boss, baby. He just has nailed life.
But do you see how he gets through the gate and he's like, I broke out of jail. I broke out of jail. Oh, yeah.
I don't know where he learned that from. It's so wild. And now here's the thing. I feel like, as you said, there's not a lot of time at the end of the long day to cook, but maybe Alec likes to cook for you sometimes, yes?
So Alec has made me 1 meal ever.
I was hoping to cut you off before you told this story. Go ahead, no, please.
But it was a really good meal. So he brought me to Turks and Caicos once, before we got married, and he made me an omelet. And I was so impressed because, raise of hand, do you think that he can cook? Like, doesn't look...
Yeah, come on, yeah, let's get him some.
Thank you.
Yeah, like,
Vanessa
out
Williams
of the entire audience, maybe a quarter of them clapped. Okay,
I only took you to Turks and Caicos once because you've been pregnant for the last 6 years.
There you go.
You're coming on vacation, you can't get on a plane.
True story. We've had to cancel a lot of vacations. But anyway, so he made an omelet. It was so good, and it looked so professional. Like, I'm a good cook, but this was, like, incredible.
Oh my. Okay, well, I feel like that omelet sealed the deal when you were looking to get married. And now 5 kids later, almost, I think it's time to upgrade your egg game.
If I make you another omelet right now, what does that mean?
Get another 5 more.
I'll let you guys work out that. So come on down here. We're gonna make you a frittata.
Wow.
Actually, we're not gonna make you anything. You are going to make the frittata.
Yes.
So that the next time you're looking for a nice date night that you can stay at home for, this is the dish you will go to. Now it's up to you who wants to get messy here in the kitchen. I think
I'm the one who's the omelet expert.
You're the
around
omelet
here.
expert, so why don't we switch places
Okay,
and
cool.
you get over there?
So
Are we whisking?
we're
I'll
gonna
be your-
whisk.
We're gonna whisk.
And how about Hilaria crack some eggs? So we got 7 eggs happening here. Now here's the beautiful part about a frittata, and I know we're all parents, we can all appreciate this. So often you make a hot meal and you're the one who eats it cold, right? Everybody else
Yes,
gets their warm
exactly.
thing. Frittatas are as delicious cold as they are warm, and they're as good leftover as they are fresh made, so you can eat anytime you like.
You saw a commercial for frittatas.
I love a frittata.
Do I
all the
put
eggs,
more
all
in
the
there?
eggs.
Now, I also want to say, I mean, I don't eat dairy that often. I don't drink milk, regular milk.
Okay.
But you can add milk to this, which is really good to make it fluffy.
But you can
You
also
add
do
milk.
that with plant-based milk.
We're using coconut milk today, which you can add next. But I love that you knew that. I think you're selling yourself short in the kitchen, my friend.
I think I'm being sold short around the world as far as I'm concerned. On national television.
All right, and with some scallions into our beautiful oh no, I lied. Well, whatever, that's okay.
Do you put any salt?
I'm gonna put your scallions in here. A little salt in there, perfect.
There we go.
And a little garlic. You wanna make these, so we have some beautiful cremini mushrooms that are sauteing
It
here with
smells so
olive
good.
oil.
Put our
That's,
salt
you know
in
what? You eat with your nose, you eat with your eyes. People forget, it's not just the taste, it's the luring you into the kitchen that the whole house is perfumed with
I
this
feel like
beautiful-
Daphne Oz here as I'm doing this. Look at this. I'm cooking on
Never
TV.
looked better.
No, the way that
Precious,
she
precious.
describes things all the time, I love eating with her because she makes everything sound so good. When she describes
we
it,
have
I'm
here?
like,
See
it
how I
just
do
tastes
that?
10
You see
times
that?
better.
Fresh
See
mint.
that?
Oh,
See
fresh
that?
mint.
A
That's
wiggle.
big time.
See, this
A
was
little
impressive
wiggle.
to me when I
See?
met him.
I did that. I was like, so,
Yeah. And I was
what
like,
are you
oh
doing
my
tomorrow?
God, look at that omelet making.
So skilled.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And now we're going to add a little bit of fresh spinach in here with our
can I do that?
mushrooms. Yeah, please. Mushrooms, scallions,
enough
garlic,
spinach,
fresh
chef?
I think a little, just another half a fist there.
go.
Your small hands. Here we go.
We got growing
Your dainty
families to
hand.
feed. Go
Oh,
with it.
wait a
There we
second.
go.
I gotta, okay.
Come on, Alex. Stay with it. Here we
Oh,
go.
wait, I'm stepping back.
There we go.
Give it up, you guys. Come on. So, of course, you know, spinach wilts right down in with
Okay.
our eggs. Beautiful
go.
job, Vanessa. Thank you so much.
We should start cooking together.
We did pepper.
Be a new step in our relationship.
Oh, yes.
We could send those kids somewhere. We could do a lot of cooking together.
So now here's
All we
the
do is
trick with the
cook food.
frittata. You want to move your eggs around very gently just to have those soft curds start to set.
You're probably thinking, I couldn't watch one more omelet be cooked or frittata on a TV show. How wrong you are. Isn't this amazing?
All right.
All right.
So,
Okay, off
To the oven, my
oven.
friend.
To the
Let's
oven. Which
do
way
it.
do we go?
Right here.
oh, to the oven.
To the oven.
To the box that looks like an oven. Here we go. You go.
You've seen one of these before, haven't
Yeah,
you?
I've seen it.
Okay, I'll go on the bottom, you go on the top. Here we go.
That's what she said.
Oh.
5 kids, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, 5 kids.
Now we know how it happens. But wait, there's more. We're not done
you're
yet.
gonna
We're
burn yourself.
going to show you a really fast, quick salad to have along with your omelet. So Vanessa, show us what you're shaking in this jar.
We've got, in a ball jar, we've got shallots, vinegar,
Dijon mustard.
Dijon mustard, olive oil.
Wow, did you make that?
Yeah. And you
And
too.
then what are we doing?
Shake
Shaking
it.
it?
Let's do a little song. Let's get it up. Carmen and Filipina's favorite song.
Okay.
And that's all it takes.
That's it.
And we got our salad, and we have our frittata.
we go.
And that, I think, is a pretty nice, light,
Delicious.
beautiful
Delish.
meal, as good for breakfast as it is for lunch, as it is for dinner, as it is for leftovers.
Should I eat this?
Yes, of course. Enjoy the product of your labor.
Wow.
Oh, so good.
Really good. I really am good at this, aren't I? This is so good.
Well,
Are you going to finish that frittata? No, I'm kidding.
I am. I finished my whole plate, you guys. Big
I
thank
lo-
you to
Thank you,
Alec and
Jill.
Hilaria Baldwin.
we'll be right back.
Nightmares decoded. Is it sleep paralysis
I can't move. I can't scream. I can't do anything.
or paranormal activity?
She possessed me. She used my body as a vehicle.
That's coming up Friday on Dr. Oz.
We're back with a Dish on Oz, and today we have a celebrity kitchen takeover. So Alec and Hilaria Baldwin just took over our kitchen. Now Daphne's hitting the road, showing up on the doorstep of another celeb.
That's right. I am storming the kitchen of GMA's beloved chief meteorologist, Ginger Z. We caught her by surprise to show what you can make with the odds and ends in your own refrigerator. Take a look at this. Hey!
Daphne is at our house, Miles. Please come in.
Is your kitchen ready for me?
No, definitely not. My kitchen's not.
Come on in here. Okay. Wow, this looks good, Ginger. I see these two glorious beets.
Yeah, that would not be something that I would be able to sell in my head. But you think my children will eat the beets?
I know your children will eat these beets because we're going to bury them in a turkey bolognese sauce, if you have turkey.
Oh.
Do you have turkey?
Yeah.
So we're making like basically a turkey bolognese, but we're gonna put a ton of veggies into it.
Yes.
So we have our beets, our carrots, our celery, our onion, and a couple cloves of garlic in here. I'm just gonna pulse it quickly to break it apart. And I know you mentioned that you have a jam-packed spice drawer.
Well.
Oh, wow. Let's play a fun little game in here since you have so many of them. Okay. Pick a spice for each of your co-hosts on Good Morning America.
Oh.
Who's who? Who's cumin?
Cumin. See, I feel like cumin's like, it's a little different.
Exotic, but like
yet,
friendly.
And it goes far. And I feel like that generosity really matches Robin.
Oh, Robin is
I
our
feel like
cumin.
she's the cumin.
Oh, come on. Who's red chili like?
He's not that spicy, but he can be spicy, Michael Strahan.
Okay, well, pick George. George, now we need to give one for him.
George, and see, this is the one that I'm not afraid to put in anything. I feel like it's always good, it's always dependable.
Yes.
That would be oregano. Cup and a half like by eye, right?
Yeah, you know,
yeah.
like what you typically drink in a glass.
Probably there?
A little more, okay. And while we're waiting on our sauce to cook, I'm gonna go ahead and get some pasta going. Some fresh parsley right on top. Ooh. As it turns out, you have everything you need in your fridge and pantry for a perfect family meal.
High five.
So cute. And my favorite part was that Ginger did not waste any time choosing what spices her GMA co-anchors were most like. Okay, so now you two have to pick a spice. Jamaica, pick your spice. What are you?
I feel like I'd be like a smoked salt or something.
Oh.
Only because I feel like I bring some flavor to the table, and I feel like a little of me goes a long way, but too much of me might kill you. I don't know.
I like it.
Smoked salt.
Smoked salt. Thinking out of the box. Very good. All right, Dad, what spice are you gonna be?
Mine's easy. I'm turmeric.
Turmeric.
Because I make you healthy.
Oh my goodness.
And stain your fingers.
And I stain it. Too much of me stains you. That's right.
That's awesome.
Listen, these celebrity kitchen takeovers continue when we come back. What is in Martha Stewart's fridge? She's so organized. I know you're dying to know. Stick around.
The texting suicide case.
The police reports that she was on the phone with him while he was dying.
The victim's family speaks out about Michelle Carter's early release from jail. That's coming up tomorrow.
Jillian Michaels here. I'm going to take you and your audience inside my fridge over there.
Since I spend most of my living, breathing hours here on the set, these refrigerators have become my refrigerators.
All the lemons and limes and oranges were just picked yesterday. This is a sweet potato soup that I made myself. Super, super yummy.
We have a candy jar, and 9 times out of 10, you can catch me with my hand in the candy jar.
Sometimes I just have an organic cheese stick and an apple.
So that's it, not much, right? But I like to cook so much, and I like it to be fresh. That's the way I live, that's the way I eat.
We're back with a dish on us. Celebrity kitchen takeovers is our topic. What do you think about those celeb fridges?
I love it. To me, the best place to poke around in someone's home is in their refrigerator because you can tell everything you need to know about someone by if it's just beer and yogurt or if it's got like a whole stock. Martha's fridge, I mean, she had every stock under the sun, every frozen soup, fresh dog food, the whole thing. It was amazing.
I envy her and her refrigerator. It's
Organization.
amazing. I love it. All right, so now it is game time. Everybody ready for a game?
Yes.
All right.
Let's play.
Yes, because I would call myself the dish mistress of games, if I can get it out.
Dish mistress.
Dish mistress of the games. All right. And I have a fun one for us. So I'm going to read a celebrity food quirk, and you have to guess who it is, all right? And it's multiple choice. I'm going to take pity on you guys, because we don't want to be here all night. So, yes, I'll give you multiple choice, all right? And I'm upping the ante because it's getting closer to Thanksgiving, and for every one you get right, we are donating $100 to City Harvest.
Awesome. Good
guys. Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay, now we got to win.
Okay. And audience, you guys yell in. People at home, everybody plays.
Help us. We're going to make the money for City Harvest.
Yes,
We're not
yes,
like the pop culture phenoms.
All right, so this celebrity carries emergency ketchup everywhere with him. All right, so.
Oh, you said him.
With them.
With them?
With them.
Oh, I'm trying to find any clues.
Okay, calm down, Daphne. Don't read into what I'm with them. Is it A, Beyonce, B, Ed Sheeran, or C, Dwayne The Rock Johnson? Who do we think it is? What do you think? Dwayne?
I got to say, the redhead has to like the ketchup.
What?
Makes the most
Logic
sense.
is that?
I actually think I think you said him because you meant him.
Did I
I'm
say
going to
him?
rule
I
out
thought I said
Beyonce, and I'm going to just assume that The Rock.
Wait, what did they say? They say Ed Sheeran?
Ed Sheeran or The Rock?
Redheaded.
You said redheaded.
We're going with Ed Sheeran.
Doc, you said it. It's Ed Sheeran. I love the ketchup.
All right.
Yeah, here we go. All right. Here we go. Labeled an extreme picky eater, this celebrity eats the same exact thing every single day. A, is it Tom Hanks? B, Anderson Cooper? Or C, Serena Williams?
Anderson Cooper, right?
Is that what we're saying?
I don't think it's Serena Williams. I'm sure she mixes it up.
All right. Is that what we're saying?
Okay, Anderson
Final
Cooper.
answer?
Final
Anderson
answer.
Cooper.
All right. It's Anderson Cooper.
Dish mistress, we're getting these right.
You are good.
Miss Dish mistress.
Try to stump good. Okay, now, last question. This celeb dips these biscuit sandwich cookies in their lemonade.
Ooh.
Who would it be?
Who would
Guy
do that?
Fieri.
Oh, that sounds like a flavor bang to me. Flavor bomb. What's it say again? Flavor dish? Flavor bang?
Guy Fieri, Nigella Lawson, or Giada De Laurentiis?
I need your help on that.
Let me see how this
Okay,
even
guys,
tastes.
help us out.
Why would a chef do that?
What do we say? Come on, guys. C, Giada. What do you
I
think, Doc?
have no idea.
I know Jenna likes
I'm
her
a
lemon
doctor.
pasta, so I'm going to go Giada because I don't know. No, Guy Fieri, Guy Fieri.
You can't change your answer at the last minute.
I love that.
All right, whoever said Giada, you win.
It is Giada.
Giada.
She was trying to help you.
Yes.
All right, now, I'll tell you what. Just to make sure we don't have any people complaining about Daphne changing her mind and all, we're going to go ahead and double the donation. $600 to City Harvest. Tune in next week for the dish on Oz. The Pioneer Woman Ree Drummond is here, and she's bringing a low-carb brunch dish I cannot wait to try.